All right, let's dive deep into this together. I know it's a topic that's often brushed aside, yet it holds a lot of significance in our lives. So, let me take you on a journey of understanding and growth when it comes to this question. Is masturbation a sin? Imagine, for a moment, you're at the start of your life as a child. You're discovering the world, testing your limits, and learning new things about yourself and your senses every day. You begin with something as simple as sight, learning how to focus your eyes to see. It might seem ordinary now, but when you were a child, that act of focusing was thrilling, like discovering a new superpower. With time, you developed a deeper understanding of how to use that sense, but it was something you had to grow into. The same goes for other senses. Remember the first time you learned to walk or run? At first, your tiny steps were wobbly, but soon you were running, laughing, exploring the world in an entirely new way. Your body was changing, and with it, your capabilities grew. You were learning what your body could do, its potential. As you grew older, there were more discoveries, like using your hands to feed yourself. You didn't need help anymore. At first, you'd pick up anything and put it in your mouth, unaware of what was safe and what wasn't. This was a time of discovery, of testing your limits, of exercising new abilities. It was an innocent stage, but as time passed, you began to mature and you learned what was safe and what wasn't. This is a natural process of growth. Now, fast forward to your teenage years, you reach the stage where, like before, new things about your body begin to awaken. Puberty arrives, and with it, new urges. These feelings are part of a process, something that's deeply ingrained in human nature. However, the way you respond to them can either lead to growth or something much more complicated. It's a bit like the discovery of a new sense. Just like how you learn to walk or eat or run, this discovery comes with its own excitement, but also its own responsibility. At this stage, you might find yourself turning to masturbation and maybe even using immoral materials to get excited. This is not unusual, as the world around you constantly bombards you with temptations, advertisements, media, even people around you. But here's the thing. Just because something is happening doesn't mean it should control you. Masturbation in itself is not inherently a sin. What makes it problematic is the lust that often accompanies it, the mental images, the imagination that you create, the sense of seeking physical pleasure outside the bounds of your own control. Think of it like this. Your body, like any other part of you, needs discipline. It's like when you feel hunger, you don't always eat just because you're hungry. When you were a baby, your body cried because of hunger, and you were fed immediately. But as you grew older, your parents had to teach you that not every feeling of hunger means it's time to eat. This is the same with every urge you feel. Just because you feel something doesn't mean you have to act on it. You learn control over time. Maturity, wisdom, and understanding allow you to manage your body and its desires, not let them control you. Masturbation based on lust creates a deeper issue. It's not just the act, it's the inner thoughts and images that flood your mind, that pull you away from self-control. And once it becomes a habit, it's harder to stop. It may start as something that seems innocent or natural, but eventually it becomes a prison, a cycle of condemnation. You might even start feeling like you're trapped, unable to break free. That's what the enemy wants, to keep you in bondage, convinced that it's just something you have to deal with, something you can't escape. But here's the good news. You don't have to give in. You don't have to let the desire for these fleeting pleasures dominate your life. It takes maturity, just like it took you time to learn when to eat or when to rest. Similarly, you need to learn when to feed the desires of your body and when to hold back. This is your power. Your body's senses do not have to rule over you. The mind is a powerful tool. You can control it, and in doing so, you can control the actions that follow. The key is to train yourself, just as you would for any life goal. Imagine you're preparing for an important exam. You know that you can't waste time on distractions, so you make a conscious decision to focus. The same goes for your thoughts. When lustful thoughts arise, you don't have to entertain them. You have the ability to redirect your mind to focus on higher goals, greater pursuits. Your power lies in the choices you make every day. So, if you want to break free from this, understand that you're in control. It's not about condemning yourself for feeling a certain way. It's about not letting those feelings dictate your actions. You have the strength to rise above this, to choose what's right for you. Set boundaries for yourself. Stop engaging with immoral materials, avoid films or content that stir lustful thoughts, and remember that it's not normal or necessary to indulge in these things. You can free yourself not by ignoring your urges, but by mastering them. When you refuse to give in, when you choose discipline over indulgence, you're not just resisting something. You're choosing something greater. You're choosing freedom.